beginning to measure 8. 8-0.
Saxes are happy you stopped there. The next part is pretty hard.
I like the next part. I love Paul Crescent, you know. I would hope for it.
Can I have comments?
Yes, please.
Yes, Brett.
Hi, I appreciated both that you gave us information about the composer and that you started with a metronome. Just a little.
The 108, is that right?
Yeah, I did 9. It's as far as
I missed by a few.
You have a very confident demeanor about you, and I really like that. I know it's your first time, but just for next time, I would like to see your eyes a little more, especially during our warm-up as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before you started piece conducting, you seemed a little nervous, a little tense after yourself, but as soon as you started conducting, your podium presence shot out. You're very confident. You could tell that through your conducting. And another good part was that when we just introduced your Catholic class, just introduced cueing today, but a lot of your cues were really well done, and towards the group of your eyes. So I thought that was.
Yes.
I want to say that I think I saw some style change, and I like the attempt.
I attempted, yes.
I think a little more.
Okay. We're going to go back to the beginning. Can I have everyone play the beginning to the downbeat of measure 9. Can I hear timpani, string bass, tuba, euphonium, trombone 1, 2, and 3, horn 1, 2, 3, 4, trumpet 1 and 2, bari sax, bass clarinet, and bassoon 1 and 2. And I really want you guys to match articulations. 2, clarinet 2 and 3.
I really
also-
do think that's a better way to do that, because you're inviting everybody to participate. Because one other thing psychologically, when you all get into the band director realm of living, the most comfortable environment you can be in is when you and the students in the ensemble are all in this together, we're doing this together. When it becomes you against the mob, it's not a very comfortable feeling, because lots of issues start to rise that would not if we're all in this together. It's so psychological and so subconscious, but much better.
I'll say that again. This is measure 1 to the downbeat of measure 9. Oboe 1 and 2, clarinet 2 and 3, alto sax 1 and 2, tenor sax, cornet 1, 2, and 3. Do we have all the cornet parts or no? Do we have all the trumpet
Didn't
parts?
sound like they were
No, it
playing
didn't.
cornet one a little while ago.
Yeah, we just realized we had.
Ah, good, because that was missing.
And we're playing measure 1 to the downbeat of measure 9. Very good. Okay, let's try that again. Try and match accents and
Let me
articulation.
give you one other psychological thing. So minor, so minor, but it can make a difference. What is using the word try imply?
Failure.
Possibility of failure. And I don't know if that's in my vocabulary or not, I'm not aware of it being there, I try not to use it. But if you can find a way to say what you want without using the word try, unless you mean it.
Let's do it again.
There you go. Let's do that again and dot, 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 dot.
Okay,
Yes.
let's do it again and concentrate more on
And not the
articulation.
band director lie, one more
And
time.
accents. I didn't say one.
I didn't say you
Oh.
did.
Let's add on top of that piccolo, flute 1 and 2, play all parts. E flat clarinet and clarinet 1. And you guys are like icing on top of the cake. Don't let the trills overpower everything else. So just the woodwinds basically. Now, everyone from the beginning. Measure the downbeat measure 9, sorry. Very good. Now we're gonna do measure 9 and measure 10. And is there a tambourine? Is someone playing it? The tambourine, play with us, but play your rhythm that you have in measure 13 and 14. So just measure 9 and 10. Let's try it again. Matt.
Oh!
Sorry, let's do it again. And we're going to do better with articulation and
There
accents.
you go.
Very good. That's the ostinato part, which I'm sure you know, that goes basically throughout the whole piece. So what we're going to do is start at measure 9 and we're going to go to measure 40. Whenever you have that part or a similar rhythm, it kind of changes throughout. I want you to play. So let's try it. Measure 9 to the downbeat measure 40. Whenever you have that ostinato.
sure if it was last time or not.
I said, yeah, the rhythm kind of changes, but whenever
I
you have
didn't personally think you were extremely clear.
clear, okay.
And that's the cool hand loop moment. You know, that you learn after time, that the clearer and more precise and concise you make your instruction, the less time you have to stop because somebody didn't understand.
Okay.
And they certainly aren't not doing it just to screw with you, all right? Okay, all right.
Do you understand now? That rhythm.
Austin, you used a great word, and it's a great word to use with your ensemble to help them understand ostinato. You might need to explain ostinato to your group, but that's a beautiful concept. We're using just those with the ostinato up and down.
Let's do it again. Yes.
Does that include the bumps at 21?
At 21?
Those are the accents emphasizing the ostinato accents, so that's a choice that you have to make.
I would say no. Just play the ostinato. Measure 9 to downbeat of measure 3. Let's try again. Let's do it again. Do more with dynamics and more with accents. Same thing, that's not a rhythm. 9 to 40.
why did you go ahead and read 13 to 40 or whatever?
Why did I do that?
Why did you not? Rather than stopping and say, now we're gonna go ahead from 23.
Wait,
You just
say
had a
again?
reading from 13, right?
Yes, 13 to 23.
And you stopped at 23.
Yes.
And now you're gonna start at 23.
Yes.
Why did you not, in the reading, continue past 23 through the next section you were getting ready to rehearse?
Because when I did it before, I only had the ostinato and non-manic melody on top of it.
Okay, but you're gonna hear the whole and you're gonna do it again, right?
Yes.
Okay, point.
Yes.
What, the point is, the more they play, the better they get,
Yeah.
okay? So you had a section you worked on. You're happy for the time being with that section. You're about to work on another section, read in continuity through, so they're getting a bigger picture of continuity.
Okay.
Then start at 23.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Should I start from all
No,
the
no,
way-
no, not now.
Okay.
It's gone.
Okay. Okay, let's start at measure 23, and we're going to measure 30, the downbeat of measure 30, and I want to hear
You
the,
do, huh?
we're going to all listen to the bass drum, the tuba, and string bass. Let's try it again. Clear articulation.
Well, just go ahead and try.
We're going to do it again and have clear articulation.
Try my darndest.
Sorry. Do it again. Now let's add the ostinato on top of that, which is the trombones and the trumpets. Trumpet 1 and 2 and trombones. Let's try it again, or let's do it again and really fit into the sound. He's setting up the beat, so fit into it with ostinato. Sorry, I got ahead. For me, again. Very good. Now, the melody, which is the cornets, and then woodwinds, when you have the run in measure 29, I want you to play also.
Say join at 29.
Join 29, woodwinds. Let's try again. Get a better start to that. Let's try it again. Cornets, better accuracy of notes. Cornets play measure 28 and woodwinds enter in measure 29, and we're going to work on connecting the two. So cornets pass it off to the woodwinds. Let's try it again. from the beginning to 30. Concentrate on everything that we just worked on as a whole. Good. We're going to continue from 30.
Again, I asked the same question, why didn't you go ahead and read in the next section? Because we get continuity. If you just
Yeah.
constantly are doing 10 and 12 and 8 measured chunks, that's how we hear it. We have to hear the continuity as well.
Okay.
Do what you're gonna do. It's
Okay.
Dawn.
We're going to read measure 30 to 40, everyone. Just measure 30 down to measure 40. Can we all listen to the ostinato, 30 to 40? Let's do that again, and we are going to have better accuracy of rhythm and pitch this time.
Can you give them one thing to listen for, to help with the accuracy of the rhythm?
Like me show them?
Just not necessarily, one verbal thing to identify a weakness that will assist them in having a better accuracy with the rhythm.
I would say land on the downbeat of every measure.
Okay, what's causing the inaccuracy of the rhythm? Let's put it that way.
Rushing of the 2/16ths. The
Then-
eighth 2/16.
Then simply say you're rushing the 2/16ths.
Okay,
You see what I mean?
yeah.
Identify a problem as in the process of hearing, and then prescribe a solution to the problem. They're rushing to the accent, or they're rushing the 2/16ths. You're rushing the 2/16ths, which causes inaccuracy in the rhythm. Again, boom. Now they're not just repeating it with the notion of getting better, they have a specific task to address. Caution to everyone that as you start playing that game, which is a very good game to play, don't stack up the things for them to do.
Yeah.
One or two. Even if you have a laundry list, pick the biggest thing in the laundry list, let's go get that one. Then the next one.
Let's do it again and don't rush the 2/16ths, the 8th 2/16th.
Or you can just say, be careful with the 2/16. A lot of different ways to present that.
Yeah.
But that gives them something specific to listen to. And oh, by the way, it gives you something specific to monitor their success. They are succeeding at what I requested them to do. unfortunately, sometimes we request them to do things and they succeed and you go, oh, my, that was bad, that was the wrong thing. It happens.
Measure 30 to the downbeat of 40. Let's try again, let's try a little slower. Measure 34 and 35 is what's catching you guys up. Let's try again, 30 to 40. That was not bad. Again. Again,
If
30
you look
to
up,
40.
you'll see that there's no horns in their face, they can't play.
Melody, which is euphonium, trombone 1, 2, and 3, tenor sax, and baritone sax. Just the melody from 32 to 40, downbeat of 40. Let's try it again. Clear articulation. 32 to 40. Very good. Let's have everyone in 30 to 40, and we're going to keep going to measure 48. 30 to 48. Can we all listen to at 40 to 48? Cornet 1, 2, 3, horn 1, 2, 3, 4, trombone 1, 2, 3, 4, tuba, timpani, and tom-tom. Let's try it again. Shorter articulation on the accents. Can we all listen to the woodwinds? Flute, piccolo, clarinet 1, 2, and 3. From measure 40 to 48. Let's try that a little slower. 40 to 48. Same thing. Very good. Now let's try that tempo. Get the right second. Someone's missing an accidental. We're gonna do that again, and Jamie, I want you to fit into their sound. Okay? Very good. Everyone from measure 40 to 48. Let's get a better start. I'll be more clear. Very good. Let's read from the beginning to 80.
Let's take comments.
Okay.
Because you finished your lesson
Yeah.
plan a long time ago and you're struggling to wing it, which is okay. I mean, it's far less comfortable winging it than having a plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a valuable lesson. It's just not a comfortable feeling because you're not sure if you're missing stuff and your brain's working on speed. Comments?
Cameron.
I have two
Okay.
things. First thing is a rehearsal technique. If it doesn't sound to your liking, don't tell them it sounds good, because they're just gonna be like, oh, sweet, we're out of tune, but it doesn't really.
What
matter.
happens there is, while we're trying to fill time, and either look at our rehearsal plan or think ahead, you say, that's good. You say that just to fill time, but from over there, that sounds different, because you just accepted that for us.
Okay.
So, and that, I'm not making excuses for you, but that's what I heard. As a time filler, you used that, and it was an invalid statement.
Yeah.
Okay?
And my second thing is actually a conducting thing.
Okay.
If you watch your video with the sound off, it looks like you never really go lower than a mezzo, very loud mezzo forte. Your pattern's really big. I think a way to fix that would be to, on the fortes, you go past parallel pretty well. But when you start getting softer dynamics, you still you still go past upper, above parallel the same amount, but you don't go past parallel the same amount. You go past parallel the same amount, but take off the amount on the top, so it'll look smaller.
First, when you first started rehearsing the ostinato though, what you might find useful is just having us play the accents instead of having us play it like 3 times through and just saying more accent, more accent. That might be a technique.
What's another way to get, quote unquote, more accent?
Conduct the accents more.
What's another way?
Play the other note softer.
Play the other notes off. And watch those start to pop out. And there's a macro pulse that the accents give you. You can slip over and start conducting the macro pulse that it helps that a floating characterization of the piece. Right now, we're very vertical. We can get more horizontal as we start hearing the macro pulse that's existing.
Sure.
I don't, maybe I'm incorrect here, but I would almost hesitate to use the word like shorter as far as articulation. Maybe
Maybe another way.
I would, the word I was thinking of was like crisper.
Okay, what's another way?
Separated?
Say it again?
Separated.
Okay, what's another way?
Space.
Hey, say again? Say staccato, what's another way?
Space.
Say it? Percussive, okay, what's another way? There's a lot of ways. Short is the least of the best. All of those that they suggested are actually better than short. Short implies different things. Another way that works beautifully is put more space between notes. And what you find that does is it also starts to tighten up the articulation, because now they're hearing the space. Music is sound and silence. Silence is equally important as the sound. Good observation.
You do a great job of showing stylistic differences between staccato and legato, but when you would get legato, sometimes you would start to slow down a little bit. And on yeah, and that's fine. But on some of your rebounds, your baton would be way back here on your staccato. So just watch that. Otherwise, it's really good.
I appreciated how organized you were with like the measure numbers and things, but thinking from like a younger student's perspective, when you go back to the macro and say, okay, we're gonna play through this and this before we rehearse it, when you give us an end target, I wouldn't look up to you then. So maybe you don't need to tell us. You could say like, let's all start at measure 30 and don't tell us where we're ending, because otherwise you're kind of training us to not watch you for a release, if that makes
I
sense.
agree with that to a degree. Demonstrating the fact that you have an organization is important to the student.
But sometimes I felt it was a little too organized.
Correct. Now, on that notion of training the ensemble to stop when you stop, people who get frustrated with ensembles that don't stop when they stop frequently aren't stopping at the end of the phrase. They're stopping somewhere right in the middle. That makes no musical sense, and our intuition is to continue. And I probably do sometimes stop in the phrase. I encourage you to go ahead and finish the phrase and stop, where it's obvious that that's a place to stop. And then, but your idea is right, and I would suggest that you do both. That you explore. And oh, by the way, change things up a little bit now and then. Like all the time. It keeps them alert. Alert is good. What did you just say?
You said everything twice. You said it once while you were in the score and once you got to your running position, which tells us that we don't need to listen to them. You say, so running position. You say, these people at this measure. Also sometimes you would say the ostinato and then also you had the ostinato. But if you trust us to understand what that is, then you're just going to frustrate.
Both really good observations. And again, that notion of repeating yourself is habitual. Okay? So watch the video and see how habitual that is. If for no other reason, Joel's point's well taken, we stop listening at a point. It's usually 3 seconds, by the way. Watch the ensemble. If you get past the 3rd second of speaking, all of a sudden eyes start to wander, right? So keep it down, short, precise, concise, go. And the second thing is, I forgot.
Yes.
Your confidence was really good up until you were asking for what you wanted. And it went all the way up into your body posture. Like just at the beginning of time, you wanted it shorter or detached. And we played it once, and then you all of a sudden kind of shrunk back and was like, I think I want you to play it shorter. And that's what your body was telling you, is I think I'm not sure. And that's a little awkward. And a second fact is the trumpets played something and you said that was much improved. Let's do it again. If I was a high school student, if it was much improved, I would want to know why I'm doing it again.
You know what I like on that notion is somewhat better. Somewhat better. Let's make it somewhat better yet. you know, something of that nature. Because there are some, especially those little, things that you were talking about right there, improve with some repetition. Well, repetition is a really bad excuse. Unless, you know what I mean? Unless you give them, that was somewhat better. Can we tighten that up a little bit, play that again?
I think also going on with Zach's first comment, with the confidence, I think it also came with the way that you phrase your instructions. Like, it wasn't all the time, but occasionally you'd say, can I have this, can I have this, which was like.
Yeah, I was thinking about what I was saying.
Yeah, or, so I mean, maybe like, that's fine to say, but like maybe not all the time, because that makes you seem like unsure which you're doing it, so I know that's understandable.
I agree with what Judy and Zach said, but you also wanna make sure you don't go too far in the other direction, because one time with the clarinets, we were playing something, and you stopped them and said, now somebody fix that second note, or a better way of possibly putting that is, let's look at that second note, make sure that we're playing correct accidental, and then move on that, whoever's playing that wrong, fix it, or stop.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with your thought, because the way she said it, that forces, and here's an important concept. And when I learned this concept, my ensembles changed completely. The responsibility is on the student. Your responsibility is to monitor their success and to help them succeed when helping them is beneficial or is information that they don't have. Does that make sense? But putting the responsibility on the student, they're the ones making the music. They're the ones making the sound. And all you're doing is monitoring it and saying, that's okay, we can do better. Let me help you this way, a little more space or whatever. But keeping the responsibility on the student, I think, is very important. That changed my whole teaching. We all are going into teaching because we enjoy helping people. We're all going into teaching because we like being needed. And if you allow your ensemble to need you all the time, they will never learn anything. Because all they'll do is regurgitate what you're telling them to do, rather than learn to make decisions, musical decisions on their own, which takes them to a position that you want. When they leave you, they're done with you. They don't need you anymore to help them be successful musically. Does that make sense? That's a huge concept. Doesn't sound like it, but it is huge. I want to be helpful. Let me help you. Go practice.
I guess almost like a minor thing, but I was really happy that, like, as far as organizationally, like, I hate when pieces are set up in these, like, 10 measure blocks, and I'm really happy that you didn't let that, like, dictate your rehearsal plan at all. Just because you actually, like, paid attention to where the phrases are. Like, for example, when we did 40 to 48, it wasn't all the way to 50, even though there's 2 more bars in the next part. But yeah, like, that's awesome.
I think we only said home once, so it's.
It's probably after she finished her rehearsal. You know, I'm serious. When you have a rehearsal plan written down, and I would put it so it's more visual to you, you had this there. Here's what physically you wrote. Put it where it's more visual, and you look and you start reading what you wrote. There is no The is the thoughtful talk. Okay, clarinet, you know, that's a place where we're thinking. That's the same as, that was good, it wasn't, but I'm thinking about what we're gonna do next. And having a rehearsal plan written out eliminates all that. Good job in sucking up an extra 25 minutes.